Initiating rage process.
And here we are back in the room for today, Tuesday, October 15th. You guys, hurry up and come on in because I want to have a different conversation today and I really want your input. So get in as quickly as you can. That's why I started promptly at um, 11. Yeah, because I really want to get into it today. And you know how it is. Before you blink, it's 12 noon. Because this has been making the rounds, and I'm trying to stay out of it, but unfortunately, I can't. I can, but I can't, if you know what I mean. Because that's what we're here for. To hold discussions on things of public interest, not only about relationships, but things of public interest. And I've sort of stayed away from publicly or using my platform to speak on it, and I'm just gonna use a couple minutes to do so and not get caught up in the fray because it can get very nasty. And like I said, I am in my soft girl era and I'm not about to go back and forth sideways around the ways with anybody. Yeah, because that's what it often leads to. We don't know how to have difference of opinion. We don't know how to respectfully, disagree anymore without getting personal. And I don't want anybody to start to get up under me and start telling me how my mother make me again. I've heard enough. My mother don't interfere with people. I don't want to hear about that anymore. So most times that's one of the major reasons I tend to, just read, and zip it, because we're not at a stage where we're mature enough to have conversations and agree or disagree respectfully anymore. That has gone down the tubes, unfortunately. And it's messy for the most part, and I see a lot of you gallivanting all over the place and having the most to say, and y'all are starring these days. Some of y'all are in your element. Y'all are reigning. Y'all anyways. Good morning, Don. Good morning, Shantae. Morning, Marianne. Morning, Linda. Not 100 yet, but we're getting there. We're climbing to that part slowly but surely. Still stuffy. And the cold does not help much either, but hey, gotta grind, right? Gotta grind. Morning, Jennifer. Hope all is well. Good morning. What is this mouse problem this morning? Morning, Sonia. Yeah, better, but still stuffy. Good morning, Nikisha. Jackie Douglas Adams, good morning. I don't know what to say about you, this Jackie, again. I give up. I don't know. I give up. Anyways, good morning, everybody. It's good to have you on the show. Shante, you tagged everybody? Okay, so those of you who's here, please hit at follow or hit at highlight so we can give other folks the opportunity to be part of our conversation this morning. Good morning, Naya. I can't stay long inside here. I don't want to catch her in a cold. Whatever. Morning, Luke. Morning, Winsome. Good morning, Roxanne. Donna Reed, well, good morning. Aisha, which one is it? Aisha Thomas, good morning. Dimly, good morning. Hey, Groupie, I never see you here before. You good? Morning, Sean. Morning, Terrence. I'm wearing all of them. See? Look. I'm wearing green, I'm wearing red, I'm wearing yellow. Melvin Brown, good morning. Hey, Pigtail, good morning. Morning, Myrtle. Morning, Kadena. Kadeen, good morning. All of them. Mel says I sound better today. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of how you call that, nasal thing. This morning I put my head in the over basin with what's the name of that thing in it, and try to clear up my No, Dwight, I didn't have any rum, and I managed to get through it without drinking alcohol. So some of you who think that alcohol is the cure for everything, I proved you wrong. Did not have to consume or did not have to pour or put a little more rum into anything to feel better. I did the steaming thing and I'm good. Okay? Anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna play a little piece in a while. Yes, Dawn, because I was so stuffy when I got up this morning I could hardly breathe. And coming back in and I forgot to bring the mental crystal thingy to put in here because it really helped me. I forgot to bring it. Morning, Andrea. You're not very late. Good morning, Dwight. Good day in a special sitting of Parliament. So, R.I.P. Sir Danny. Oh yes, oh yes. Um, so Daniel Williams. Yeah, I remember talking about that not so long ago. He passed. Rum is the cure for everything. Cold, harm, stress. Okay, well, you continue to drink your rum and don't think about what it's doing to your body. Precious Times, good morning. Valerie, good morning. All right, so who's here? Who not? Y'all gonna, who here tell the others? So, where's Mr. Akimi in Parliament? I swear I keep thinking that he's part of the government. The way he be under everything to do with them. Anyways, I'm sure you guys saw the heading, Teachers versus the People. Um, I know he's over there. He's not gonna miss that for anything. Elimas, what you have on your mind? Here's what I have on my mind. 90. Okay, so we can start with that. I might make friends, I might lose friends, whatever. It's not about, because I honestly don't think this situation is a political one, and I don't think it should be treated as one, as a red and green issue, but it should be treated as a workers' issue. And it is sad that it is going in that direction in some circles. We're using this as some sort of political football when we are talking about people's livelihoods. We already know how tough it is out here. And imagine not having your salary on time for whatever reason. And at this point, I don't even too care about the reason. The main point is they were not paid, and that's just it. And it's sad watching people use this and trying to do the back and forth game with it and playing ring a roses with it. And I'm asking myself, like why? And you know what the problem is? A lot of the times we speak, but we don't necessarily put ourselves in other people's shoes or other people's position and ask yourself, because that is something I try to do a lot. Ask myself, okay, if the roles were reversed, if this was me, if I was in that position, how would I feel? Because some of our USC gallivanting and going so far talking about teachers are ungrateful. What exactly are they ungrateful for when they're doing a job and they're supposed to get paid for it, and whatever benefits that comes with it? It is not, you ain't doing them a favor. It is their right. Whatever benefits they get, it is entitled to them. It is not something you give because you feel, okay, it's Christmas, so let me give you a little present because you mean, no, it's not that. So I'm trying to understand, what exactly are they ungrateful for? And because something that is done, that has to be done, means you should be on mute or not say a word. But my point is, right, there are some of you, your employers can owe you for a day, much less a week, much less a weekend. If the month sometimes fall on a Monday, since Thursday, you're checking your bank account to see if the money fall in your account already. Or if you get paid in cash, you're watching your boss vex from since the Tuesday. And if you don't see the boss coming, you're already trying to, what's going on with your boss? You already start to go slow for your money. And we are getting paid monthly on this rock. We don't get paid fortnightly. Well, not all of us. Some of our public servants, whatever. But for the most part, a lot of us get paid. We have to wait until the end of the month, a whole 30 days to get some money. And throughout that point, for the length of time, you still have to eat, you still have to pay transportation, you still have to, if you're driving, put gas, you still have to live. Every day you have to put your hand in your pocket. And a lot of us live like basically paycheck to paycheck, waiting for the month to end to have something in your hand to pay bills. And how many of us would be okay in that situation, not having your salaries in a timely manner? One month come, another month come, another month come, and nothing, and you're still showing up and doing your job. To me, that alone should be reason enough for us to have a bit of empathy, sympathy, understanding, whatever it is, to their plight. And irrespective of who you support, say, listen, we don't care who caused it, fix it fast, quick, with immediate effect, expeditiously fix it. I thought at least that's where we are at this juncture after celebrating up, up, and up, and up, and up, and up. Just a couple months ago, we were singing up and up and up and up. We're going up higher and higher, but we still bouncing low because we don't agree with somebody's actions because it does not look good for what you support, or they should just keep quiet and wait until because they did this for them already. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And it shouldn't be a political issue. Yes, it is an administrative issue, but who are the administrators working for? The government of the day is still their employers. It's not their private business. So at the end of the day, whoever the responsibility, whoever it falls under, have to make sure they're on top of it and ensure that the administrators do what they're supposed to do in a timely manner, because it's going to reflect on the employer, not the employee. Because if you look at it, people are going up in arms about the government. They're looking at the employee, they're looking at the employer. And at the end of the day, the government, they're the employer. So they have to ensure that the employees are doing what they're supposed to do in a timely manner. And if they're not doing it, then some heads will have to roll. But it's like people show up and do what they want when they feel like, and act as though it's their personal or their private business. Like it's a privately owned business. It's not. You are employed to do a job. And there must be people above you making sure, supervising, and ensure that it gets done. I don't understand how it got to this point where it's now a back and forth issue. And what I realize with a lot of you, like I said, we have a problem communicating and having differences of opinions. It has gotten to a state where as soon as you open your mouth, you hear, well, so and so was doing it. So, okay, why aren't you guys getting that? The reason why so and so is no longer there is because a change was needed. And all of that is part of the change. That's why they're no longer there. And there's somebody else in place to ensure that what was happening does not happen again. So I honestly don't get the references all the time, because if we keep referencing it, you might as well keep it as it was. Like, leave it as it is. No need for change. If we're constantly referencing, well, so it was, they used to do that, and Ali didn't used to say nothing, and yada yada yada. Maybe it's a case of what they used to do, it wasn't. Now we're seeing a lot of the word transparency being used. A lot of it wasn't spoken about. A lot of it wasn't brought to the public. So you may not, and a lot of people have to admit, prior to this new administration, most of you did not take any interest in nothing to do with governance. And only if you hear some bacchanal or something, most of you never used to sit down and look at no parliament. Most of you never went and sat in no town hall meeting. Most of you was not interested in the business of the day where Grenada was concerned. And some, but we still have to thank this new administration for that, because it has piqued the interest of young people. Most time you have sitting up parliament, and if you get 100 people on a live, you get a lot. They be passing all kind of bills up the road, all kind of thing, and half of the times, a lot of you you're not even aware of what's going on. So how do you speak on something you're not aware of? Now that has changed. They're more open with what's happening. They're putting information out there so you can speak on it. Either way, I don't care about who left, who was, who used to do, who did they, who wasn't they. I don't care. If there's a problem now, let's try our best to fix it. How does who was they, who did they, whatever, solve the issue of hand right now that they've identified is a systematic problem that's been there? If you've recognized that it's been there and it's a problem, shouldn't we be putting more effort and emphasis into fixing it so that it does not continue? That's just me. That's just how I see it. I could be wrong, but from where I sit, that is how I see it. The amount of energy I see going around, I'm thinking that should be placed in fixing the problem. It's not rocket science. There's a lot of things that need fixing, a lot of, especially in those ministries that need fixing. It's outdated. People still working with all long time methods, all still had to search through book to find names, still had to go through big dusty books in a technological era. We're in 2024. Look, Elon Musk making robot to help babysit and do all kind of stupidness. And we're still going through books and through paper to find stuff. A smallish child knows how to find something on a tablet, knows how to find something on a smartphone, and we're still flipping through books. So instead of getting up and attacking people for their views, whether it's for or against, and like I made the example this morning, it's like y'all just wake up every day to just be contentious and just argue for arguing's sake, and nobody wants to listen to nobody's point of view. Nobody wants to respect another person's perspective. Just argue, 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 argue. Some of you will sit down whole day. That is a 6, that is a 9. I say that is a 6, no, it's a 9. The other person could be looking at it from the other direction. You could be looking from the other direction. This person could really be seen a 6, and you could really be seen a 9. But y'all are just stuck in this mold that it's a 6 and it's a 9, and nobody would say, you know what? Maybe based on how he's standing, it's a 6, or maybe the direction I'm looking at it from, it's a 9. All right, so, well, I respect your view, it's a 6. No, what y'all do is sit and argue every single day. And I'm like going through it and I'm killing myself laughing. I'm like, look at these people just using up their brain cells every day, fighting off with each other. Like every day, just arguing. And in the midst of the argument, if you could find a solution, that'll be fine. But some of you argue for arguing's sake with no solution, no suggestion, bare criticism, or bare cussing each other out. Your mother this, you was it this man, you was it this. Nothing. Let's just agree to disagree. Okay, listen, I respect your view, it's probably a 6. I respect your view, it's probably a 9. And yeah, we bounce and we keep it pushing. Y'all will spend the entire day arguing over the same things over and over and over again. Morning, Charlotte. But anyways, I digress. Getting back to the teachers. It is not fair the way some of you are treating them or the things you're saying about them. Because like I said, if it were you in their shoe, your boss cannot owe you for half a day, much less a month. Who's this now? Hold on. Morning.
Hey, Aruna.
Hey, morning.
Morning. Yeah. No, I'll be very calm today. And let me start by saying, I was a member of both governments. I've worked for both governments. I was a paid member of the past administration for 15 years. I am a paid member of this administration. So I think I have a little right to speak. And let me stop this back and forth and let's be honest and let's be real Ghanaian and this puppet thing and partisan thing. Let me stop that. The government dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
And who vex? Everybody vexed with me already, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't feel like move to vex with me again.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I live in by the grace of God. Thank God, a couple of years ago, I'm making a vehicle accident. I got a nice little payoff, so I have a little money to stay to live by.
Give
Well,
thanks. A bad
so
situation. Out of a
amen.
bad situation.
Exactly. So, but let's be real. The government dropped the ball. I mean, the ministers didn't decide to stop. But remember, there are people beneath you, and you pass a directive for somebody who will pass a directive for somebody else. But here what now? At the end of the day, you're the one the buck stops with. So you have to make sure that the command you gave
He was
is
carried out. That's all. The end.
Simple. The end of story.
I don't know
And
why we're dragging this when it's.
we don't try. I mean, we stop dragging things about it was so in the past. So all of the people who say so we meet it. A lot of them grew up in like a 1-bedroom Janet house. Today they have 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom wall house. Did they stay in the same position that they was? I mean, let's stop this stupidness now, man. If something is broke, fix it. Stop talking about it's not you or break it. You are in the position right now to fix it. Just fix it now.
That's all.
What?
Well, I thought I was the only
what's so hard
one
about
out
that?
here who thought it was. I really didn't. But anyways, whatever.
What's so hard about that? Listen to me, Aaron. I could tell you, I worked in the Department of Youth before it became a Ministry of Youth, and I worked when it became Ministry of Youth. I worked there for 8 years, and I could tell you things that happened inside there.
Right.
But that doesn't mean to say it has to remain the same.
We gotta fix it, and that's all. That's all.
We had to fix it. I mean, I remember we used to be there, and the powers that be, somebody said, hey, if this person come and ask for X, Y, Z, tell them you don't have. When we have a lot in abundance, you understand? And I mean, it's going on still with this administration. I mean, the ministers and them, not all of them are to blame, but some of them, you know, they're not hands-on. They are not hands-on. And if you're hands-on, you're going to find the problem. Move somebody people's, because at least somebody, you know, listen to me, a lot of the ministers and them know some of the people who are the problems. But they're scared to move them from the position.
Move them. They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
You're not firing them.
Move them.
You're moving them. Listen to me. If I want to build a house, I am going to get the best contractor. I'm going to get the best mason and whoever. And if I realize, okay, I come today and my blocks one side and the pillar going left when it should go right, I am getting rid of you because you're not serving my purpose. So I don't know why is it this administration is finding it hard to move out somebody's stumbling blocks that are in their ways. And it's clear for all of us to see there are people inside of these ministries that are moles. Whatever information that is said in private somehow happens to reach outside. How we getting out? Elon Musk and say no robots in yet. We don't have this kind of technology. How are you reaching outside? You go to town on any given day and you're seeing people who are supposed to be at their desk in the ministry walking around town. They're in all different store shopping when they're supposed to be at their desk answering phone and giving directive and giving information. Now, if we continue like that, because that's how we meet it, what's going to happen? Send the fool further on. No, man, we have to stop this stupidness. When we're wrong, we're wrong. I don't know. When government do things right, I give them the praise. But no, we drop the ball. And honestly, we drop the ball. And we have to stop this thing about so we meet it. So because so you meet it, so then NMP should have stayed there because so you meet it. So NMP should have never won because so we meet it. I mean, come on, man. It's time to stop this stupidness, man.
Thanks, bro. Have a good one. Why you reached the plane on me? Oh, okay. Thanks, bro. Yeah. Good contribution. Let me just do this quickly and realize it played over. Yeah, I want to play a little piece from the president of the GUT in his presentation, his press. Oh, another call. Good morning. Morning.
Hey, good morning, Aruna.
Hi, morning.
Calling on the air.
Yes, you're live on Power 95.
All right, thank you. This is Mr. James just speaking from the island of beautiful Karaku.
Okay.
I'm calling pertaining to the last caller that called and said that the government has dropped the ball,
Mm-hmm.
pertaining with the situation with the teachers and the striking,
Mm-hmm.
with the situation about payments.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of us here don't really understand what they call transformation. And transformation is a process that a lot of us don't get. And transformation deals with time. And in what I would say, in any country, there is always difficulties that the government will have to face, challenges that the government is going to have to overcome. Presently, the government now, the present administration now, is facing a difficulty in the sense of with the payment to the teachers,
Mm-hmm.
which by it's a little bit of default now because the process in making sure the teachers get the payment for last month has not been done, which by the government is making sure that they put a little bit of pressure and a speedy on the matter to make sure that the teachers can get paid at a quick time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make sure that the caller understand the government didn't drop no ball. It's just a slight misunderstanding here, whereby a little minor situation has developed, and they are going to work very speed on making sure that the teachers get the payment before the end of this month for last month, and plus get the payment for the end of this month, so everything can go back into play and everything can go back into check. So don't say that the government has dropped the ball. We had a government that was there
Well,
for over
that's his
20.
opinion, so he could say that. That's his opinion.
Yes,
His
no,
opinion.
yes, that's his opinion, and that's my opinion as well, in saying that the government did not drop the ball. So
Okay.
he gave his opinion on the government dropped the ball, and I'm
You
giving
give
my
yours that they
opinion
didn't.
exactly my point.
Okay.
So, in all fairness, and I would like to even add to this, we had a government that was there for 23 odd years. And when we're talking about, if you want to go back into a little bit of history, when that government took away the teachers 4%, and the teachers were striking for years, years upon years, the teachers were striking back for the 4%, and it was never paid. And this is the same administration, just two years and 4 months. The pension, the 4% was paid back to the teachers. So I mean, if it's just a mishap with payment just for last month, it's going to be rectified. Just give the government a little bit of time and be patient with the government because they're transparent. They're making sure that they're updating the teachers with what is happening and what is going on. So it's not anything to say that the government is not focused on what they're doing. They're just focused. And if a problem happens, they're going to work very hard and making sure that they rectify that problem and get the teachers their money and get back to normal business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mhm. See, that's kind of the point I was making. The referencing is what makes you want to go like the constant referencing. But like I said, I have to respect people's opinion. But my thing is, irrespective of which political dispensation, and according to my friend Kellen Bob, irrespective of which political dispensation serves the people, the teachers are entitled to their due compensation. And for those of you calling teachers ungrateful, is to forget that you are not doing anyone any favors for simply doing what you've been hired to do by the way of the elections. People have this view that, people have this view, the view that politicians are gods when in fact they are servants and nothing more. He went on further to say that this level of cultishness and groupthink that exists in politics is actually quite amazing. There is no room for independent thoughts and voices. So the ones who are cheering on the teachers and using the teachers' plight as a political tool have now turned on the very said teachers whose goodwill helped to secure the electoral victory, he says. And the ones who docked the teachers' pay in their last dispensation now have nothing but nice things to say about teachers and their current just demands. So you can't win. Because not so long ago, we all lived through teachers, no sports, no extracurricular activities. We all lived through that period under a different administration. Now it's a matter of payment under a different. Now they're, listen, yo, I dislike politics in every fiber of my being. So it all depends on which side of the fence you sit and who you support. But if we're being honest, we have to admit that both sides have the cult like behavior where everybody, based on who they support and why they support, will go up in arms and be defensive. So when you're pointing a finger, look like this. See, this one pointing back at me and one pointing at you. Some of you are doing the same thing that you're accusing the person at the end of this finger of. And when the other person on the other end turn it back around, it's the same thing. You're accusing me of doing the same thing that you're doing. And it's okay to support. We all can't support the same things. Imagine if everybody supported LMP. That means nobody will get a chance. We'll never get a chance to see something different. And if everybody supported the NDC, there'll be no there'll be there'll be no NMP. There'll be no opposition. And in fact, I had a problem with one party always winning 15 seats because to me that is not true democracy. Who's opposing? That means you can do whatever you want and there's nobody to stand up. Now I understand. I like when there is an opposition so somebody could do the checks and balances. But it's just not being done the way it should be because we're only looking to score political points and not what is right. We don't look at what is right. We look at who's doing it. And something could be wrong as hell. But if it's somebody who's doing it that we like, we find all excuses to make it right. And if it's somebody that you don't like or support, then we'll cry bloody murder on the same thing you were defending as right not so long ago. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it needs fixing, it needs fixing. That's all. So all this back and forth and all this and haggling and fighting and pulling and tugging is not necessary. Like I said, they don't have to show any gratitude because they're being compensated for a job. It is well within their rights. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I keep saying, if we put ourselves in that position, put our feet in their shoe, the employer can owe us for a month. If month end is tomorrow, I want my pay today. Tomorrow come you vex whole day, waiting every minute you're on your phone checking your bank account to see if your payment drop. So imagine 2, 3, 4 months. There are some things we just don't need to excuse. Some things are inexcusable. There's no need to make excuse or defend it. It is what it is. And if it's been a problem long before those who are supposed to be in control of it, you are part of the problem. If you know it's something that's been ongoing for long, it should be brought to the forefront. It should be brought to the table to say, hey, this is what's been going on for how long? How do we fix it? Let me play this couple voice notes and then I'm going to play that piece from Mr. Jude. Hold on. Mm-hmm. You're not hearing? Cheetah, you're not hearing? And I sit down here, nobody else say nothing, and I sit down there listening. No, we not. No, I don't know that because it works. I didn't see anybody saying they're not hearing. So y'all not hearing? Still not hearing? Okay, let me play it from the thing. Hold on. Tell me if you're hearing now. And I sit down here nodding away, thinking y'all with me. you're hearing me speaking, but are you hearing? Okay, you're confusing me. Are you guys hearing me? My Canadians doesn't listen, you know. Let's try this again. Are you hearing me? One person need to answer. Okay, only you. All right. So now let me ask the next question. Did you guys hear the voice note? Okay, thank you very much. That's all I was asking. All right, so you're hearing me, but you're not hearing the voice note. Well, you're difficult, bad, you know. Jeez and bread. Hold on. Let me see if I could play. Call back on the person who was calling on the voice on the WhatsApp. Call back and let me see something. Call back on the WhatsApp. Where's the message I was looking for? Difficult, bad. Hold on. Yeah.
Morning time.
Okay.
Let me just start by saying this regarding politics. Politics is part of everything, every single thing, even our personal lives. That's just the fact of life. And as an we live in a society whereby we citizens have the right to compete to be the top boss. And as an is a competition. So we would always have back and forth with people who support and people who don't support. So let me say this also regarding the teachers and the government thing. The biggest problem I see that the government is facing is the fact that they're not owning up to mistakes or issues at the time. Instead of always being defensive, they need to accept and say, look now, okay, I made a mistake. This is what I plan to fix it. You understand? And if you don't know there is a mistake and you're not sure, then say that to the people. It's like a relationship you're in. You understand? And you do something wrong, you give me a story. But then I get to find out there's another story. And that does hurt more. You understand? Because you can't trust what the person is saying. And that is the problem. You understand? Now, one more thing. You see this concept that we residents have, or we citizens of this country have about defending the government and defending the politicians, and you see, I think we have to stop that. The government working for all of us. You understand? And when they work, and they do good, we praise them. When they do wrong, we see, because it affects all of us, and it affects our pocket, it affects us socially, it affects us mentally. So the job is not for us to defend them. The job is for us to make them get it right. Thank you.
And I buy a drink for you today, my friend. Trust and believe me, you deserve a drink for that. Like Ting would say, you deserve the Nutmeg Award today for the she just said it was rough. No, because I don't listen. I wasn't aware y'all weren't hearing. Y'all sit down there watching me nodding my head and say nothing. And then when I ask who listening, who hearing, and a whole bunch of we don't hearing what? How am I supposed to know what all you're hearing? All that stress me out. Like, are you like bad children sometimes? Ask all you one thing, or they telling me about another thing. Father Jesus, help me with all the under this. Okay, let me play the one that I was listening and y'all didn't hear. This one.
Good morning. All right. Just to enlighten the public, what failed the teachers right there is the process. Now, in order for the teachers to get paid, their contracts have to be renewed. The Ministry of Education would issue contracts. Once the contracts are issued, the teachers' information would go to the other department, payroll department, and they would prepare payment. So, in my opinion, the only thing that failed the teachers there would be the process. It doesn't matter which government inside there, this could have happened to the teachers at this current moment, because a lot of the contracts have not been sent out to the teachers, even though the teachers remain employed. So what is failing the teachers is the process and not the government. It doesn't matter which government inside it. Right now, the same issue could have been experienced under any administration. So let we stop politicizing this thing. The process needs to be fixed. And that is the solution to the issue.
Okay. I thank you. But the thing about it is, right? Like you said, it's not the. But I keep saying they are working under an administration, right? Who is responsible and make sure that everything runs smoothly. So at the end of the day, while we ought not to politicize this, the buck still stops with them, because if that wasn't the case, why was the need for the Minister of Education yesterday to come out and do a press conference to sort of, I'm not even sure what the intent was, but spoke on it. And one of the things that he said that really kind of like, okay, maybe you should not have said that, or maybe should have you said another. He was a teacher before, so he's aware of some of the issues. And now being the Minister of Education, that really puts you in the front seat to right some of the wrongs and to fix some of the things that you are aware of because you've been there. You lived through it, you worked through it, and now you're in control of that particular ministry. So you have like sort of first hand, when they employ you to do a job and they ask you, do you have any experience? And you're quicker to get the job compared to somebody who don't have the experience. In my book, as a minister for education, you have the experience because you've been a teacher before. You understand what some of the hardships and challenges that they face. So you're basically right in front there to make sure that changes are implemented and who's supposed to do what they're supposed to do, they're doing it. So the blame games, let's put those on ice and let's deal with the issue at hand, which is making sure that they are compensated in a timely fashion. That's all. Let me play this quick one before I go.
And then we
I like-
said, is really enough is enough. It reached boiling point. Because that is not only the only crux of the matter. Right out through the year and through the 2 years and even before that, but through the 2 years of this administration, teachers, not even September when school opened, but right through the year when the teachers working, some people just not getting paid. And what we are saying here, the government has the money to pay. I mean, it's a sad situation what is happening with the administration. But somehow, for whatever reasons, why is it that a teacher or any worker has to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months and they can't get paid? Ask yourself that question. If it were you, the general public, or your daughter, or your son, or your children to come, what we fighting for is for social and economic justice, And people would always complain on how would the teachers do that and why did the teachers do that? The teachers are always paving the way for your sons and daughters to come. We take a stand now so that your children in the future, think about it, when they become themselves, become teachers, or they become other workers, we pave the way for this thing to stop so that your children would not go through that. And you could imagine we're speaking now to the parents and grandparents and other persons throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. If you have your sons and daughters working as a teacher, and you are dependent upon them, our little children, to really put food in the house or to pay the electricity bill or basically the cable and water and all those things, and you're really depending on your children to pay it on a monthly basis, those children, those teachers who not getting the payment, what would happen to you? Would you starve of hunger? Would Grenlec cut off your electricity bill on Nawasa? Is that correct? So put yourself in that situation and the children of the nation. So the Minister for Education, and we'll deal with that just now with a letter that the CEO, the Chief Education Officer, sent out to us, which is a kind of harsh letter saying about sympathize with the children. The nation teachers always sympathize. The nation's children, the nation teachers are basically the sacrificial lamb and the altar, always committed to education and going beyond the extra mile. Those teachers who did not get pay as well as those who got pay. So that is not a question. But has the Ministry of Education, with the utterances and how they have been getting on, are they really and truly sympathetic with the harsh responses? They're saying we're moving harsh. What about the harsh responses and words? Are they really doing anything to solve or to calm the situation with their rhetoric? They should be apologizing really to the teachers and just saying you are sorry and really and truly putting all hands on deck to really the teachers should be paid already. So just going back to you, a letter has been sent from the GUT to the Ministry of Education to the CEO.
Okay, I just wanted to play that piece there. So for those of you saying that they should be patient and making it seem as just like a last month thing, just a couple weeks ago thing, I just wanted to hear from the president of the GUT himself that it's not a yesterday thing that they've been dealing with. It's an ongoing problem. And my thing now that it's out in the public's affair, now that we are aware of it, that those who need to do what they have to do would do so promptly. And this problem would be rectified, and we will not hear about this again. All right? Someone was scrolling a while ago. I'm sorry. Where is it? No, okay. Let me just play this. I am. Hold on.
Aurora, people may not like me, but I will be frank and say how I feel and what it is. I'm not commenting on no politician, no party, nothing like that. But you see, when election time comes, majority rules, and majority is poor people who understand and could unfold what I'm saying here. It's good. Because you see, when we running up and down behind politics and running up for free bus and liquor bags and whatever, and so that's not what we should be standing up for. What we should be fighting for is going forward. Is what we can benefit from them going forward. What ways that what they have in store for us to make life easier for the poor people and for every one of us, and not only the rich people. Not only the rich people. So some of us need to learn politics. Because when I vote, I didn't vote just for what's happening at the time during election and who say what they say. I want to know what's going on moving forward.
Okay.
Some of them don't stick to what they promise, but as I say, when election is in full swing and the campaigning and all this stuff going on, that's when we have to stand up, because you see the poor people, they come in to meet us right down in our feet. They come in to meet us right down in our feet because I don't agree with teachers with the contract. Teachers haven't been paid for 3 months. I mean, that's not fair, but my thing is, as I said, when you see election is in full swing, this is when we have to stand up and put things in place. But I don't know, sometimes I think we forget everything about that. We've been blind and, we just don't see what we have to stand up for. So in going forward, we're not going to have these problems and them.
Okay.
But to me, it's like the same thing keeps repeating itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that's about all the time we have this morning. And my final thing on it, listen, it's similar to having a child. If your child does something wrong, you scold your child doesn't mean you love your child any less. And the same can apply. If you're supporting a political party or whatever it is, and something is not going the way it ought to, it's okay to say, hey, we need to fix this. That doesn't mean you don't support them or you support them any less or you love them any less. If you want something to be better, that's how you deal with it. Yeah? You don't have to gallivant and jump and rant and rave like mad ants all over the place. But it's okay to say, listen, we need to get this sorted out. Let's fix it and move on. This has been dragging on for weeks now. It's time to fix it and move on. And that's my final take on it. Y'all go out there, be great. Y'all go out there and argue amongst yourselves, discuss amongst yourselves as per usual. But I said what I said. Gerard Sensei, good morning. Says Aruna, another issue to discuss is a change in retirement age from 60 to 65, coupled with increase in NIS monthly contribution. This is a white-collar crime against the people of Grenada. Okay, so that's the next topic we can probably discuss tomorrow. All right, but Where she come out this late hour, lady? Even time done. Come talk fast. Where you come out this late hour? Talk fast, talk
Morning,
fast.
morning. I late, but I reach. Let me tell you something. When you're supporting your particular political party, that is your right in a democracy. Support who you want, hate who you want to hate. You're well within your rights to do that. But just because you feel like you supporting whoever you want to support, that does not mean that somebody else does not have the right to support whoever they want to support. A lot of you who here on this live going under all kind of political discussions on all kind of lives and kind of pages, and y'all going above and beyond to disrespect people. But in disrespecting people, y'all are disrespecting yourselves. And a lot of all, you cannot see your lives going in a proper and right direction. And you're wondering why. It's because all your bad mind. I'm going to bring up the issue, Aruna, of what I recognized yesterday with Linda Stricker. Linda Stricker was on that GIS live asking a question. Don't ask me what the topic was about. I don't know. I got there, and within 30 seconds of reading, it was about Linda's vagina, she-hole, and her mother. Y'all are grown adult people doing that. This is not teenagers in high school disrespecting people like that. This is a woman at her work. She's doing her job. She's a journalist. Whether she NNP or NDC, that is not my business. I don't care. The lady is doing her job. You guys would not like if somebody come into your place of employment and disrespect you. She's doing her job, whether you like what she's saying or not. You almost learn to carry yourself out there with a certain level of respect and decorum. Feel free to disagree with somebody, but no woman anatomy should be up for discussion in politics. People's vagina don't belong in politics. People mother so-and-so do not belong in politics. And I've seen a lot of men doing it and women are staying silent. Y'all are disgusting human beings. Support whoever you want to support. Like who you want to like. If you feel the government should take 10 months to pay the teachers and they should not be vexed, that is your opinion. You are free to vote for that. If you have a problem with it, you know what to do next election. Everybody has a choice. But in people having a choice, y'all need to carry yourselves better out there. Y'all behavior on Mark Zuckerberg internet is disgusting. And ladies and gentlemen, to the people who are doing it, y'all need to stop. And to the people on the receiving end of this form of verbal abuse, because that's what it is. It's verbal abuse. And when you're a man and you're doing it against a woman, it's gender-based violence. It is verbal assault. And y'all need to stop. And people on the receiving end of this, y'all need to contact a lawyer. Y'all need to get the government, not the government, but the police involved in this cyberbullying. Y'all need to stop bullying people. Support who you want to support and respect all yourself. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Oh, I had to take that call, and it's a good thing I did, because that completely slipped me. But tomorrow we'll continue the conversation. Alrighty, guys, have a good one. Thank you so much, Western Union Beacon Insurance, for taking us through, and we'll continue tomorrow. All right, have a good Tuesday, everybody. See you then.
Ladies' Room. Come see you compliment.